Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video and thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I am so happy that these readings have resonated with you guys, that they've given you clarity, helped you along your journey, whatever that may be. It's so cool to be able to connect with all of you, and I really appreciate your support. So, the reading today, you can see the title. It's what they wish they could say to you. So the messages today are going to be things that your person wants to say to you, but they don't know how. Maybe they're too scared, or maybe they physically cannot reach out to you. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and show you the crystals for each pile, and then as usual you can pause the video to pick your pile, take as much time as you need, and then I'll go ahead and start reading the cards. I also wanted to mention this is a new oracle deck that I just got. It's called the Oracle of Agilos, and I'll put a link to their Instagram because their artwork is really beautiful. But what is cool about this deck is that it has it comes in like pairs of light card and dark card. So I'm using both of these in the reading today. And the dark card will represent energy that is leaving this connection, and the white card will represent energy that is entering the connection. So, yeah, crystals. Okay, pile 1 is aventurine. Pile 2 is black tourmaline. Pile 3 is gray moonstone. Pile 4 is amazonite. And pile 5 is sodalite. Alright, so take all the time you need to pick a pile. I am going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hi number ones, if you chose aventurine, this is your reading. I just want to say first of all that whoever you're asking about, this person is dreaming about you, like a lot. I don't know if this is something that you've noticed on your end as well, like you are having more dreams about them, but they are definitely having more dreams about you. So maybe before you would sort of pop in here and there in their dreams, and it was quite blurry and they couldn't really remember when they woke up. But I feel like some of you, it might even be every day that they're having dreams about you. And not only that, but they're very vivid. So they wake up and they remember, like, oh, that person was there and we were doing this and they said this to me and it made me feel this way. That's really clear in their heads right now. So I think that, I don't know exactly what this means, but it could mean your connection is getting stronger, or I don't know, it could be some astrological transit that is doing this. I'm not really sure, but I just thought I would say that. So anyway, so what I'm going to do first is look at these cards. The dark card is going to be the energy that is leaving this connection, and the light card is going to be the energy that is entering this connection. So let's take a look at what this person is leaving behind when it comes to their feelings towards you. Sadness. Well, that's good. It says, I know that all sadness brings a new beginning. And what is entering your connection? What energy are they feeling? Union. Look at this. So they may be feeling that a union is very close for you guys, or they are ready for the union. This might have been a connection that they were quite sad about because maybe they didn't know how to make it work. They felt like they couldn't reach you. Or this could be about their life in general, that they felt quite lonely in their life. They felt lost. They felt like nobody understands them. I'm getting a sense like I feel very lonely. Well, I don't feel lonely, but that's like what I'm hearing. That, yeah, they just felt like I'm all alone. Even if they were surrounded by people every day, it's that really deep feeling of loneliness at your core that is like quite scary, you know? So I think it's something more about not being seen, not being understood, not being fully and deeply loved for everything they are. That's something that they've been missing, and I'm getting like I've actually been feeling very bad for themselves, like almost like pitying themselves that they didn't have this in their life. And I think that they're realizing that, you know, you never have to be alone, you never have to be sad, you don't have to feel bad for yourself. You can find happiness and love within yourself whenever, wherever. So I think they're starting to make this realization, and they're starting to feel ready for this union with you. So that's quite exciting. And let's see why they're not able to tell you this. So we have the tribe and come to the edge. Okay, so a tribe, first of all, it's a group of people that have the same interests, the same goals, the same values, things like that. So I feel like this is a person who they spend time with the same people all the time, or they kind of are doing the same thing every day, and they're very set in their ways, and they could be sort of stuck, or they have been stuck in these thought patterns like nothing is going to change, this is my life now. This could be like their family. Maybe, I don't know if the person you're asking about is like already has a family, like a partner or children or something, or this could be their, what's it called, immediate family. This could be a group of friends. This could even be like a religion. I don't know. But there's something about, they belong to this group and they're very stuck in their ways, and it's hard for them to step out of that, or it's hard for them to conceive of any life other than this. And to be with you, it involves this like stepping out of their comfort zone. It involves this sort of like setting off on their own, you know? I think right now they're living for this, so they're living to serve these people or to accommodate these people, make these people happy. And in order to be with you, they have to step out and say, you know what, I'm going to do something for me. I'm going to, you know, and there's a sense of like it being daunting to reach out to you. Like they're scared. Yeah. It feels like taking a leap of faith, because maybe they have a very strong intuition, but I don't know if they know that. So they could be mistaking like real messages from spirit and their intuition for like their imagination or a fantasy. They may think that they're fantasizing about you, but they're actually receiving these messages like from their intuition, and I don't think they realize that. So the idea of coming forward with their feelings for you is quite scary, because first of all, they have to step out of this comfort zone of the everyday life that they're used to even like conceptualize being with you. It's like something about being with you that doesn't really fit with the life they have now, or it doesn't really fit with their circle of people. Maybe you're quite different from anybody they've ever been with or thought about being with, and it's just they've been so set in this for such a long time that it's hard to step out of that. So it's a mental hurdle. The reason that they cannot come forward to you, it's a mental thing for sure. It's very foreign, you know? Okay, what else do we have? So how are they feeling now? There's Page of Fire, which is the Page of Wands, Sensitivity, and the Age of Light. The Page of Fire card, it says outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor, use your originality and ingenuity. There's Sensitivity. And then the Age of Light says you've been training for this for lifetimes. So I think, so they definitely do want to come forward. They definitely do want to reach out to you. And I think that they wish they could tell you that for the first time in a long time, they actually feel hopeful about something or they are looking forward to something. because their intuition, or at least their fantasies, it's a future with you. And when they think that this future is a possibility, they just feel so excited. I'm seeing that they get very emotional when they think about you. It's like you're like a beacon of hope to them. You're like the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that they feel like, you don't know how much I appreciate you, like that. Like when they met you, it's like you just turned everything upside down. And you are helping them move out of this into, discovering who they really are and reigniting that passion within them. And I think that they're feeling hopeful about this, because they're not feeling sad anymore, and they're feeling more and more ready and more sure about this every day. I don't know if they've really... it will be different for some of you, like their level of awareness, because I think for some of you, it's like they know that they want you in their life, but they don't really recognize you as the divine counterpart or whatever. But for some others of you, I think they're really starting to realize that, like, holy shit, because you keep showing up, they keep... If they're not physically seeing you, like, they'll see some kind of sign that reminds them of you. Maybe they're starting to see these angel numbers, or seeing numbers repeated that has never happened to them before. Maybe they're seeing, like, your name in weird places. But for a lot of you, they're definitely starting to catch on to what this is. And they feel hopeful about it, which is really, really nice for them, for you to be able to, like, drag them out of this sad energy. And they're feeling really sensitive. They might be getting emotional when they have dreams about you. They might even be crying, which is great, because crying is like a detox of that, like, bad, stale energy. So I think you're really helping them get through this sort of, like, spiritual detoxing, if that makes sense. I feel like this person has been spending a lot of time alone and, like, contemplating not just you, but their whole life. Like, what am I doing? What is my purpose? Because I think whatever they're doing now, maybe it was their purpose at one point, but it's really time for something new for this person. They're trapped, like, they're doing the same thing over and over and over. There's no more growth to it. There's no more meaning to it. It's like the same old shit every day. And it's almost like, am I the only one who's tired of this? Am I the only one who wants to do something more meaningful and bigger? And maybe that's why they feel so lonely, because it's like they know they have this bigger purpose, but they can't tell anyone. Like, this tribe, whatever this is, like, it's like they don't get it. And they feel so isolated. And so they want to tell you, like, you make me feel understood. And they have this feeling, like, in their gut that you are a part of this bigger purpose, or that you are here to help them realize what that bigger purpose is. And it's like they're on the verge of this, like, realization, but they're just scared to, like, step over the edge, because once they do, everything changes. Once they tell you, like, outright that they want you, or that they feel this way about you, it's like it's not their safe little fantasy in their head anymore where they can control what happens. They're, like, giving you that power, and it's this very vulnerable thing for them, right? So they're like this person is really like a little baby. They're scared. Yeah, because they've been very sheltered. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. So, about their overall situation now. Do I have room for these? Where am I gonna put them? I did not plan this well. Okay. There's King of Wands. So there's another Wands card. This person could be fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. there is the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit. What was I saying? That they're spending time alone. Okay, this is bothering me. I want them all to fit. Yeah, we're gonna do like this. Okay. So, yeah, you are bringing up a lot of emotion in this person. A lot of emotion. I think they're naturally already very emotional, but there just hasn't been many stimuli for those emotions in a long time. So it was sort of like this fire was dormant inside of them for a long time. And they wish that that you knew, but you probably do know. If you didn't know, you know now. That you lit that fire almost too much. Like it's a bit too much to handle for them, okay? So they're feeling like the King of Wands right now, like this passionate. The word horny is coming to mind. I am very sorry. And just like they're so like revved up, if that makes sense. If they think about you too much, they have to like stop, okay? And what I'm getting from the Ten of Pentacles is like, so this person has achieved a lot in their life. But the 10 is like completion, you know? You have achieved everything you can. You've accumulated your wealth. You have a stable lifestyle. And so they sort of feel like this area of their life is done. Maybe they've reached the top of their career, or at least they have financial security and they've made significant achievements in whatever they're doing. And so that's just not doing it for them anymore. This person is very curious and they're very ambitious too. And you cannot tie this person down, you know? Well, you can, but they'll be sad. This is not somebody who can be tied down. They're much too smart and adventurous for that. And they're somebody who wants to really experience, or how should I say? What's the word? They want to use, explore, like all of their skills or talents. They really want to find out what is the limit of what I can do. What is my full potential? And they haven't been able to do that for whatever reason. Maybe they're holding themselves back, or these people are holding them back. But there's this sense of like dissatisfaction. And so I think you're sort of an inspiration to them. If you're more of a free spirit, and you know, even if you're not that successful, even if you're just sort of starting to find your path, seeing that freedom and that like freshness to your life, where you have the ability to like try different things and choose your own path and things like that, is so inspiring to them. And they really, not only, it's not like they, I guess it's, I don't want to say envy, that doesn't sound right, but like they admire that you're really using your freedom to its fullest, you know? Even if, like I said, even if you're just in the beginning stages where you're thinking about it, it's like there's something about you or the way that you live your life that like they wish that they could have, or they had it at one point and they don't have it anymore, and they want that freedom again, but they've just been in this for so long that it's scary to jump. Yeah. They're like, you know when there's like a little kid with like water wings and they're like standing on the diving board and they're like, I don't know about this. That's kind of how I feel like with this person. And they really want to do it because like the pool is like so big and blue and all the other kids are playing and they're like just like standing there at the edge. You know, that's how I feel about this person right now. But they are feeling things for sure. They're feeling a lot of things. This is an emotional awakening. This is a spiritual awakening. When you guys get together, it's going to be all kinds of awakenings. Yep. They're very, very attracted to you also. And they want you to know that. They don't really know how to tell you because they're shy. But oh my goodness. Yep, okay. Anyway, so the Hermit tells me that, yeah, I think I said this before, they're spending a lot of time thinking about what they want and how they're gonna get it, you know, in the broad sense of their entire life, you know. Like coming out with their feelings to you is one thing, but they're really imagining like, okay, what does my future look like? What does the life that I want look like? Because it's not this. And they're really taking the time to think about that right now. So, you know, as much as they've not enjoyed being alone in the past, maybe they're starting to appreciate that now. Like they can isolate themselves and really do some introspection. Yes, introspection. But this is going to take them a while. I do think this is going to take a while. So just because I say like you're on the verge of something, like I wouldn't expect them to be like texting you tomorrow or anything, because you know those kids can stand on the diving board for a long time until their mom is like, okay, it's time to go. Either jump or get off. But it's gonna take them a while. So for this pile, you need to be patient, and you may be frustrated watching this, like they wish they could tell you all these things, and it's like, but you can tell me, I'm right here. But it's a mental thing for this pile. It's very much mental. It's in their head. It has to do with them, you know, stepping out of their comfort zone, breaking out of their old life and stepping into the unknown. It's also feelings of like, am I good enough for this person, or am I worthy of this life? What if I start something new and I'm not good at it? Like this kind of thing. Like there's fears involved with it, especially because they have to sort of go out and do this alone, right? Well, they'll have you, but they don't have you yet. So anyway, just a couple cards to sum up what they are thinking right now. There's the Page of Wands again. So there's a lot of fire. I would not be surprised if you or them are a fire sign. And Ace of Swords. So these cards say, I am always open to good news and I am ready for a breakthrough to success. So I mean, they're ready for it. They're just not making this leap yet. Like they've done their thinking. I think deep down they really do know what they want, you know? They want this union. They want this passion back in their life, which you have started to bring them again. And they don't want to feel alone anymore. And they want to find their deeper purpose, you know? What were they meant to do in this life? They're ready for that. So I think this pile, they're going through something very existential. That's what it feels like. Like a crisis. I don't know, like, it doesn't have to be a midlife crisis. They could be any age. But it's that kind of point in your life where you stop and you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? This is what they're going through right now. And they're so grateful that they have you, because you're sort of like this, like, target, if that makes sense, or like you're the end of it. And so if they keep their eyes on you, if they keep their sights on you, it's like they know that all this struggling is worth it, and they know that there is a greater purpose. You're sort of like a lighthouse, you know? Yeah, you're like a lighthouse. So yeah, you're definitely guiding them, you're inspiring them. Like you're setting this person's heart on fire. And yeah, I hope you know that. I hope you know that. That's like what I'm hearing. But like, we would know if you just said something. Anyway, so yeah, they're ready for this. They're ready for a breakthrough. They're ready for this new happy life. So it's just a matter of doing it, I guess. But I just feel like they just need a little bit more time. They need to like brace themselves and work up the courage to do this. this pile, they are going to be coming towards you, okay? Whatever your next connection is, or your next step in this journey, the next step to your union, I think it's going to be from them, actually. So you don't need to make a move right now. I think they're going to be coming towards you. So to sum up everything of what they wish they could tell you, first of all, thank you is a really big one, because you give them this sense of direction in this whole thing. In this whole like existential crisis, you give them a sense of direction, and you give them the sense that this is something worth going through. And they're starting to remember who they are. Ever since you came into their life, they're starting to remember, oh, I had this fire in me. I had this passion for life. And there's so many things I haven't done yet that I still want to do. And I'm realizing that it's not too late and I can still do them. And I don't have to do it alone. And I don't have to feel misunderstood. I should not settle for the life that I have now. If I'm not happy with it, I don't have to feel guilty. So they're just in the process of realizing these things. And as soon as they can jump off that edge, you will be hearing from them. Yes. Whew, okay, so that is pile 1. If you want any more information specific to your situation, you can book a personal reading with me. All the information to do that is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And I will see you in the next video. Yeah, that's faster. Let's do that. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hi, number 2s. If you chose the black tourmaline, this is going to be your reading. So first of all, I feel like this person is doing pretty good. I think they're feeling pretty happy. Despite whatever difficulties they may have in their life right now, I think that their outlook at this time is generally quite positive. I feel a sense of like gratitude for their life and sort of fulfillment. I think they are mentally in quite a good place right now. And what they wish they could tell you, this is, I feel like so cheesy saying this and I feel embarrassed, but like they wish they could tell you they love you. And I think the feelings that I'm feeling right now is reflecting them. I think that it's just hard for them to say that to you, but also just to people. Like to say, I love you. Maybe, I'm sure you know that this person loves you or at least cares about you. And I don't think that in general this person has a problem expressing their emotions. In fact, I think they're probably quite an expressive person. They're very good at identifying how they feel, and if they have any emotional hang-ups or traumas or anything like that, they're self-aware about it. It's just, there's something about outright like saying those words in that order that is hard for them, that it's kind of scary. Maybe the last time they said those words to somebody, it ended badly, or the last time somebody said those words to them, it was a lie. It's just hard to say for them. So they wish they could more, I guess, more openly or more freely say that to you. All right, so the dark card here is going to represent the energy that is leaving the connection. So let's see what energy they are leaving behind with regards to their feelings for you. Powerlessness. I take back full possession of my energy. And energy that is entering the connection. Spirit. My spirit makes or creates my perceptions. I think more than just I love you, this person wishes that they could say to you, like, I need you. And that's what's really scary to say, that they need you. That if you left, that if they lost you, they wouldn't know what to do. I think that they're not used to needing people. It's a very independent person, but it's different with you. Like, if you left, they would feel your absence, they would be sad. Like they literally wouldn't know what to do. They feel like I was just saying, they feel happy and whatever, like they're happy with their life, but I think that you bring them this happiness that they've never felt before, where they feel like genuinely safe, you know, like nothing bad can happen to them. That's how they feel when you're with them or when you're around them, like nothing bad can happen. They feel totally safe to express themselves. They feel totally safe to sort of dig into their vulnerable side. And they want to hold on to you. And that's either a new feeling for them or it's something that they have not experienced in a very, very long time. So I'm going to look at the next two cards now and let's see why they cannot tell you these things. There's Yang and Here and Now. So what I get from the Yang card is that maybe they're a little bit too proud to say these things, perhaps. Maybe their image is that, like I was saying, that they're very independent, that they don't need anything from anyone. They live their own life by their own rules, this kind of thing. And so it makes them feel almost like they feel like they're being overly sensitive if they say things like that. Like, I love you, I need you. It's like, maybe they've always thought that those things were kind of bullshit, because a lot of people do say those things and they don't really mean it. And they're just empty words, and it's almost like they would feel like they're stooping down to everyone's level if they said stuff like that, or they would feel like, is disingenuous the word? I'm not really sure, but there's something about their pride that, like, they can't say these vulnerable things, or they've always felt up until now that these things aren't real, almost. And now that they're actually experiencing it, they're like, oh shit, maybe everybody had a point. Maybe I do need this person. Maybe I am in love. And it's like they feel these things, but when they're in the moment and you're there and you're in front of them, it's like they choke up, which I think is also unusual for them. And you have helped them grow so much as a person, and that's been really surprising to them, because like I've said in a few different ways since starting this reading, that they're independent, that they've sort of are very self-aware, and they've sort of prided themselves on doing all this inner work on themselves, you know, of taking care of themselves emotionally. But I think you are starting to help them realize that accepting help from others or depending on others is important to your own growth too. That other people can aid and assist and be a catalyst in your own growth. And the Spirit card is showing me that, like, spiritually especially, they have grown so much and their outlook on the world has changed since meeting you. And when it comes to emotional things and matters of the heart, They've always been very like, it's me for myself and I'm gonna take care of myself. So yeah, it's difficult for them to admit that you've played such a big role in the person that they've become and how deeply they appreciate you. And I think they want you to know that, so they might have these sort of indirect ways of expressing it to you. Maybe they're more the type to show you with their actions and things like that. But it's something about saying it out loud in those words that is hard for them. It's cute. All right. Let's see how they are feeling now. So there's Ask Your Soul, the Moon, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back, and birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So you have definitely unlocked a very spiritual side in this person. You've helped them release their hurt of the past. Like I think this person has been hurt before, because usually these types like that, you know, try to take full responsibility of themselves and try not to need people. I think it usually comes from that place of being hurt before. And with you, it's like they're starting to regain their trust in people again, and they're starting to remember that they can love and that they do deserve love, and that it is possible to love without being hurt, and that almost like that people who genuinely care about your well-being without wanting anything from you in return, those people do exist. I think they forgot that. But since you are so warm and caring and generous, and I feel like you really just care for this person, you don't expect anything in return from them, and your love for this person, I'm feeling, number two's like, you're quite selfless in the way that you treat this person. So I applaud you for that. You're very kind people. And they're not used to being treated like that. They're like, they've never felt so loved or accepted, you know, just loved for who they are. And so it's like with your love and care, they're releasing all of those painful things from the past, and they're slowly starting to return to that, you know, open-hearted person that they were before all this shit went down, whatever it was. The moon talks about, like, if we've been hurt in the past, or we have some unconscious fears, and they are affecting our present life. And so I think that's how this person has lived up until now. Like, their fears regarding love or their past hurts in love have made them more guarded or more cold, and you are the only person like who has been able to really break down those walls, and they're scared, you know. They feel safe, yet they feel scared, because it's like, what's happening? Why do I feel like this? This can't be real. It's almost like you're not real. But it's just like a comfortability that they've never felt with you before. And they're trying to let you know this, but they can't say it. And I think they're trying to warm up, you know. They want to warm up to you, and they want, you know, they want to let the ice around their heart melt, and they want to snuggle up to you. And if they're not doing all these things yet, they really wish that they could. And they're gonna get there. I just noticed that the number 18 is here twice, if that means anything to anybody. If that's like a number that you see frequently or associate with. And there's also birthing a new age, dreaming a new world into being. So this is somebody, so they haven't put that much effort or attention into the emotional matters, as I've said, like into love, into family, you know, things like that. So rather, I think that their focus has been more on career or material things. And you're starting to bring in this new age where they're switching their focus from material to spiritual, you know, like from physical to emotional. So it's a big change for them. And, you know, I think, how do I say this? Like, material things are temporary, right? But love, at least the right love, at least real love, is forever. So I think they're starting to think about where their forever home is. Where are they going to be safe forever? Because you can achieve so much in the physical world, but it never lasts. And that's always been sort of scary thing for them. So they're always trying to like race forward and keep covering new ground, keep achieving new things so that they don't disappear, because they don't have that anchor. That home or that family or that anchor, that place for their heart to go back to when all of that physical stuff fades away. So this is really big for them, you know. They're becoming softies. It's very nice. I'm going to look at the tarot cards now. Oh, so there's the Tower. The Ten of Cups. I was just talking about the home and the family and the eternal happiness of the heart. And there's the King of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yep. So it's a lot of cups. They're feeling... Cups usually represents a water sign person. But I don't feel that this person necessarily has to be. But you're certainly making them feel that way. Very, very emotional. Emotions are running high. In pile number 1, we saw these like urgent, fiery, passionate emotions. In this pile, equally deep, but it's more of a soft and vulnerable and sensitive kind of thing. Like Pisces, just like you're totally wrapped up, submerged in these emotions. So you're really, the Tower tells me like you're really shaking up their life. You are like, their encounter with you was a pivotal point in their life. That you shook things up for them. And you scared them at first. This is what they felt like at first. You know what it's like when you start to catch feelings for somebody and you're like, oh shit, here we go. And it's scary and you're like, okay, my heart is on the line now. What are we gonna do now? Shit, I was fine before you came along. It's that kind of feeling. That's how they felt when you came into their life. But it didn't take them long at all. They trust you so deeply. That's what these cards are telling me. And I actually do want to say for a lot of you, it's for the very first time that they imagine like marrying somebody or having a family with somebody, like even having babies. I don't think they ever thought about having kids before. They were one of those like, I don't care about getting married and having kids, like whatever. That's because they didn't meet you yet. And so maybe they can't say with certainty that they want all those things, but you were the first one to make them actually consider that. That's the Tower. Yeah, you've really changed so much for them. I'm so happy for this person. I'm so happy for you too. Yeah. And they want to give you everything, okay? With the King of Cups, that's really what I feel. In an emotional sense, in a material sense, whatever it may be, they want to give you everything because it's like they could never repay you for what you have done for them, for the things that you have made them realize, for the growth that you have helped them go through. It's like you unlocked this whole entire facet of them that has been shut off for ages. And it's just, I don't know what it is about you. It's just like your magic touch. It's the way you love them. It's just so pure. Ah. All right. So I'm going to look at the final two cards now. These are the tarot cards with the affirmations on them, and they will also show us what this person wants to tell you. Excuse me. It's the Ten of Cups again. Do you know how happy you make this person? Aww. You make them so happy. I feel like giddy, you know, when you're smiling really big and you're like I'm picturing like, you know, like if a teenage girl is like lying on her bed and hugging her pillow and she's like kicking her legs like hee, like this kind of giddy feeling. That's how you make them feel. This is precious. This is precious. Okay. I have all I wish for in my relationships, and I focus on what I want and make it happen. What they wish they could tell you is that you're a dream come true. You are their dream come true. So, this is the thing about love and relationships that they haven't really liked in the past, or maybe the reason they steered clear of them and focused more on material things. When you have a material goal, like when you're working towards a career or making something, like some physical achievement happen, for the most part, it's like, you know, if I put in the effort, then I will get results. It's like this input-output thing that you can more or less calculate. If you put effort into a goal, it is bound to bring some kind of, like, come to fruition to some extent. And you can sort of anticipate it. And so that's safe for them. They can predict what's going to happen. But it's not the case with relationships, not even a little bit, not at all. You cannot take for a given that if you put effort and love into a person, that they're going to spit that back out at you. It just doesn't work like that. I guess to some extent, like, you know, if you're friendly to someone, they'll be friendly back. That's another thing. But when it comes to love, like, you see so many times, like, this imbalance in like feelings for each other. And they've seen that, like, I put so much effort into this person and they gave me nothing. And it's like, it's the unpredictability of it that I think scares them. Like, you can put a huge piece of yourself into someone and they can just take that piece and be like, thanks, peace, and walk away. And that is so scary to them. So they stick to the material things, where I'm like, if I put effort into this, it's going to make me money. Like, I'm going to reap what I sow. I'm going to get what I give. But, I mean, it's a lot of first times with you. For the first time, they feel like their love is really going somewhere and reaching someone. That you feel that and understand that. And you reciprocate the love in such a beautiful way that it's like this equal flow. They're just so, like, appreciative. And they weren't expecting you at all. They weren't expecting to find this happiness at all. Like, if they hadn't met you, they would have never, like, known to look for you or known to miss you. They would just be like, yep, I'm gonna die alone. Yep, that's what I was expecting anyway. This is fine. But, so this is all just like a lot. This is a lot for them. They didn't think this was in the cards for them. Wow, that was so cheesy. But yeah, they didn't think this was in their future at all. So they wish that they were better at expressing this to you. And if you don't know this, it's because they suck at telling you. But they're trying. They're trying. It's just a lot. So they're a very sweet person. They're a very sweet person. And a very deep person too. They have a lot of love and a lot of deep emotions, and they've just, their whole life, they've just made a point to channel it into other stuff. And now they're like channeling their love into you, into love, you know, into a relationship, and it's all just very new for them. And yeah, nice. So I think I will leave this reading here. If you want any more information specific to your situation, you can book a personal reading with me. And all the information on how to do that is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi, number 3s. So if you chose the Gray Moonstone, this is going to be your reading. So for this pile, I definitely feel a significantly heavier heart than the first 2 piles. I think a lot of you have been neglected by this person. Like, this person is ignoring their feelings for you, ignoring the connection, sort of looking the other way. They feel for you, they recognize you, but they're like ignoring it. And I don't really know why they're doing that. We'll have to look at the cards, but there is definitely this feeling of this sort of intentional shutting out of the feelings, which is actually draining this person, whether they realize it or not. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the cards, because honestly, this feeling is very confusing. Yeah, okay, let's take a look. So this dark card is going to tell us what the energy is leaving this connection. So what are they letting go of in regards to their feelings for you? Hate. It says, I know that anger is just like a misunderstood fear. Just a fear that I can't understand. And the light energy is the energy that is coming into your connection, and that is love. That's kind of cool. It's like perfect duality almost. And it says, I exercise unconditional love every day. So I think there's something about the connection or the relationship that they kind of resented. Ooh, this is tough. There's something about it that they resented. Maybe you have had conflicts between, like, with each other in the past, and they've resented you for that, and they're fighting against their desire to reconcile with you. Maybe this is a relationship that wouldn't be accepted, or that they can't accept. Like, they can't accept that they have feelings for someone like you. And this could be for a lot of different reasons. Maybe there's religious factors playing into this. Maybe you're from different backgrounds. This could even be like a matter of sexual orientation, where they haven't really accepted that part of themselves yet. But it's like, I don't want to say that they don't want to have these feelings for you. It just makes things very complicated. And so there's been feelings of resentment. Maybe they're married or something, and they started to have these feelings for you, and they hate that they feel this way because they already have this commitment to someone else. I'm throwing out a lot of scenarios because, of course, this is a general reading and it's going to be different for everybody. But it's sort of brought up this anger, not necessarily like they're mad at you, but they're angry that they love you, or that they have feelings for you, because it's very difficult to accept. But they're trying, they want you to know, or they wish that they could tell you that, first of all, they're sorry for, turning their back on you, and that it's not about you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's their own inner issues that they're dealing with. And this unconditional love that they're moving into, this is not only for you, this is not only for themselves, but it's this sort of, I guess, unconditional acceptance of love itself. That love comes in all shapes and forms, that love does not discriminate, and that sometimes it comes up when least expected. But no matter where love shows up, it is a blessing. And that's sort of the lesson that they're about to learn, or that they need to learn, or that they're trying to learn. So yeah, I feel sorry, I feel guilty. This is what they want to tell you. It's not, you didn't do anything wrong. They're not like ignoring you because they don't feel for you. They're just dealing with their own shit right now, and it's heavy. It's quite heavy. So I'm going to look at 2 more oracle cards now. And these are going to tell us why they can't tell you these things. So look, there's chaos and conflict and new life. So I already said this, they have a lot of inner conflict. They're having a really hard time accepting that they feel this way, for you. They're fighting with themselves, like, to just let themselves feel the emotions. And I think this love is very strong. And maybe they used to be more warm to you. Maybe even if you're in separation, or you haven't met this person yet, I feel like they used to see signs of you, and they used to really listen to them and take them to heart, and really recognize that angels were talking to them and letting them know of you, and they used to be more receptive to it. But then they started getting into this headspace where they were criticizing themselves for feeling this way. It might even be something as simple as like their logical mind is fighting them about a spiritual concept or a spiritual connection, but they're fighting themselves a lot. And you can see from this card that it's tearing them up on the inside. And whenever I see number 3s like this, 33 or 333 or something, even the 3 of Swords makes me think like this. It reminds me of like mind, body, and spirit. I don't know if that's the real meaning of it. I think it is. But anyway, that's what it makes me think of. And so there's this inability to balance the mind and the soul. Or there's this inability to balance the physical realm and the spiritual realm. That is really, they're like wasting away on the inside. This is taking a lot out of them. And this is not your fault at all, okay? Like, the way you're loving them is perfect. If anything, I think it's helping them through this, and this is why they're moving from this place of hate to love. It's just their own stuff that they're dealing with. And the new life card, it makes me think that a lot would change, or a lot has to change if they were to choose to be with you. It would be like a major upheaval, or like a 180. I'm not very good with words, and I'm an English speaker, but I don't use English every day, like in my life. So just bear with me trying to find the right expression for things. So yeah, it could be something like, if I'm going over the examples again, maybe they're with somebody else right now and they would have to start anew to be with you. maybe they belong to a certain religion or background and they would have to move out of that. They would have to relocate. They would have to do something big to be with you. They've always been with one type of person, like a certain ethnicity, a certain gender, whatever, and you're different from that. And that's where this is coming from. That's where the resentment and the conflict is coming from. But I really just feel sorry. It's almost like they know better. Like they are a spiritual person because they have seen the signs before. So it is kind of like they should know better than to do this, and they're letting their fears get the best of them. They really are. And you can even see on this card that it says, like, these feelings of anger and resentment, it's just a fear that we haven't taken the time to understand yet. And that's really what this person is going through. And that fear has overcome their intuition. It's overpowering it. Anyway, let's see a bit more how they're feeling, what they want to tell you. Soul Tree, 10 of Fire, which is 10 of Wands. And yes, just say yes. What does the 10 of Wands say? Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. Yeah, so this is really weighing on them. Like, we can see this giraffe zebra hybrid creature wasting away here, and stress-related health concerns. So this is really affecting them. Because you guys, clearly, this is a soulmate connection, and I'm getting the feeling that it's a karmic soulmate, meaning that you are meant to be together, but you have a lot to go through. So it's not really like the easy soulmate. It's sort of in between like a soulmate and a twin flame. I think it's not quite as difficult as a twin connection, but it's up there. And I like this card because I've heard the description of, soulmates or twins or whatever as being like apples from the same tree. So I think this is representing your connection. But like, they're denying you, right? All they have to do is say yes. All they have to do is open their arms to you. And they're putting such a burden on themselves, They're tiring themselves out. I don't want to say for no reason, because everybody's struggles are valid. But they're stressing themselves out so much over this, when in reality, all they have to do is just say yes. They just have to let you in. And I feel like maybe they haven't spoken to anybody about this, about how they're feeling. And if they did, it would be more accepted than they think. Maybe they think if they told people that they had feelings for you, they would be judged for whatever reason. There was a plethora of reasons that it could be for your situation. But I have a feeling if they opened up to their friends, for example, or their family, and they told people like, look, I have feelings for this person, but they're like XYZ and I'm like XYZ, most people would be like, go for it, like, it's gonna be hard, but you can make it work, and you deserve to be happy. I think that's the reception they would get, but they're not opening up to people, so they're carrying like this whole burden on their own. How are they gonna open their arms to you when they're holding, the picture of the guy holding the 10 sticks isn't on here, so it loses its effect, but they can't open their arms to you if they're holding all those 10 wands on their own and carrying it on their back. They're putting way too much stress on the situation. It's affecting their mental health. It's affecting their physical health. But they're realizing it. This love card is like, it gives me hope for this situation, that they're going to realize that the love is already there for them. It's waiting for them. It's available to them. And that they just need to accept themselves, accept the feelings that they're having. That is the direction we're going in. Another thing they might want to tell you is to bear with them, to be patient while they work through this, and that there's nothing you could have done differently to make them move towards you. Just because they don't accept you yet, it doesn't mean you're unacceptable. It just means that they're going through some mental stuff. This pile, it's very mental. It has to do a lot just with their own mindset. They can't tell you how they feel because they're scared of the outcome. Okay, I'm going to look at some tarot cards now. There's the Empress, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So, I mean, there may be some physical barriers to you guys being together. There may be some perceived reasons that they see that you can't be together. But at the end of the day, as a person, as an individual, they think so highly of you. This card makes me think, the Empress makes me think of like divine feminine. So either they see you as that, as their feminine, or if the gender is different, maybe they're the feminine energy and they see you as the masculine energy. But they really do see you as a divine counterpart. And this is also like abundance, fertility, and it can represent like having children as well. So if it was the two of you isolated from the rest of the world, just for the person that you are, they could really see a future with you. They see you as somebody that they want to be with long term. So I think these barriers are coming from something societal, like what they think other people would think, which is not true anyway. The Six of Pentacles makes me think that almost like they're indebted to you. Like they feel like they don't deserve you after all this shit. They're carrying a lot of guilt about this, that they can't come forward. And they feel like you've just been so generous with them and patient with them. And they know that you're still waiting for them. And I think that kind of breaks their heart. Like they're almost just like, go ahead, like don't wait for me. You can find someone better. You can find someone who treats you better. It's sad. They have quite like almost like self-deprecating nature to them. The Queen of Cups also makes me think of divine feminines. I don't know. They definitely recognize that you're a soulmate. And maybe you were put in this world under these circumstances to teach them this lesson. That they don't have to carry this burden, and that they have to accept love in all shapes and forms whenever it comes to them. They have to answer that call. They have to say yes to it. No matter what it looks like, no matter how scared they are, no matter what they think other people might think about it. That's their lesson. When your love comes, you welcome it with open arms, no questions asked. And you let them help you, and you trust them, and you drop that burden. That's what you're here to teach them. They just have to say yes to you. And it's like they know that, but their fears are holding them back. Isn't that how it goes? So often we know the answer, we know what to do. We're just too scared to do it. So we keep asking, what's the answer? I don't know what to do. Yes, number 3 person, you know what to do. Yeah, they're scared. They're scared. And they feel vulnerable. That's the cups cards make me think of like vulnerability. Maybe because like cups are emotions. And there's like, I don't know, they could spill out at any moment. Spill all your emotions out. And she seems to be like guarding her cup pretty closely. I don't know, it makes me think of vulnerability. Like they have this well of emotion inside of them and like the dam could burst at any minute. Man, I could not live like this person. Alright, so I have 2 last cards. They are the tarot cards with like phrases, affirmations on them, and they will tell us more messages, what they want to tell you or how they're feeling at this time. So there is 2 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome and I make decisions without pressure. So these are nice cards to come out at the end after all this. Their inability to decide, their inability to make a move. That's represented by the 2 of Swords. But they're moving, however slowly it may be, they're moving towards a place where they can trust themselves to make the decision and not take it so seriously. Like, this I make decisions without pressure. It's telling me, like, they feel all this pressure. Even the 10 of Wands is saying that. They feel like this is such a big deal, this is such a big burden, that so many people are going to care what they do when it's probably not that bad. Of course, if this is something like they're with someone else, they're in another relationship, then it's a little tricky. But I think that at the end of the day, everyone would just want them to be happy. And they have to make the decision for themselves. They're trying. They're trying to get to this mindset. They know on a deep level that this is the headspace that they need to be in. They know the truth in, like, you know, doing what you need to do and trusting in the outcome. They know that they have to do this. And so maybe they're turning their back to you because they feel guilty that they're not doing what they know they're supposed to do just because they're scared. So it's like they ignore you and then they feel guilty about it. And instead of facing the guilt and stepping up, they just ignore you even more. It's like this perpetual, like, running from themselves, running from the situation. Just because they're overthinking it. Just because they're putting too much weight on it. And if they would just open up and talk to people, they don't even have to come forward to you yet. They could just open up to, like, a close friend. Tell friends, tell family, like, what they're going through, what's going through their head. And they'll start to realize it's not as big of a deal as they're making it out to be. That this love and connection will be accepted. This is a divine connection. This was meant to happen. So, but it's an important lesson they're learning, you know. They're learning how to love unconditionally. They're learning to love without question. So they do have to be grateful for you that you're teaching this to them. But I think right now what they would want to tell you most is that, like, they're sorry. They know what this is, but they're just afraid of it. And they're not ignoring you because they don't love you. They're just so afraid of themselves. That's really what it all boils down to. But please remember that this love card is here. I cannot pick up cards with my nails. Okay. That this love card is here. This is what they're moving towards. They are learning this lesson. You are teaching them this lesson. And you're doing everything right that you need to be doing. And if you were ever feeling like you're doing something wrong because they're not coming forward, please, please don't feel that way. Don't punish yourself. Don't think like you're bad at manifesting. Don't think that you don't deserve your soulmate yet, because it's not that. Just have a little bit of patience and faith in them. And if you can, in whatever way you can, if you can send them your love, your unconditional love, help them to open up their heart, because I feel for this person like they're going through some stuff. And they really are a good person. So they just want to let you know that they're trying. And like, please don't hate them. Okay? So that is your reading, pile number 3s. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, you can send me an email or DM me on Instagram. All the information for that is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you chose the Amazonite, this is your reading. First of all, what I am picking up from this person is that the search for inner peace, or the search for peace of mind, has been a very long one in their life. It's been a very long and tough journey to find peace with themselves and peace with the people around them. And sometimes they feel like they don't know how to achieve that. So this may be somebody who has been through a lot of frustrating things in their life, or they're that type of person, like they're a worrier, or it's very easy to get them worked up. And all they want is to just find that peace. That's really what they've been searching for over the years in their life. So yeah, that's all. Anyway, let's take a look at these cards. So the dark card is going to be the energy that is leaving this connection, and the light card is going to be the energy that is coming into this connection. So let's see what feelings they are letting go of in regards to their connection with you. Chaos. I understand that chaos gives me the chance to recenter myself. And what is entering this connection is eternity. Ooh, I know that every end is also a beginning. I feel like what this person wants to tell you is that everything was worth it in the end. Everything they've been through, all the conflicts they've been through, it was worth it because it led them to become the person who gets to have you. And when all these situations blow over, and when all these people are gone and you're still there, it's all going to be worth it to them. They'll be able to see clearly why, and maybe they are beginning to see clearly why they've been through every experience they've been through, why things were as tough as they were, why they needed to go through that. They needed to grow, and they needed to become the person they are today. And they needed to struggle and have those conflicts to find you. And they wish they could tell you that they really do see forever with you. And that you bring them so much of that peace that they've been looking for. They know that at the end of the day, that peace of mind has to come from within themselves, but you certainly help a lot. They don't have to try with you. They don't have to fight tooth and nail just to make themselves understood. And they really appreciate that. And when things are tough in their life, if they just think of you and they think of the future with you, they can get through anything. Aw. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 oracle cards now from another deck, and we're going to see why they can't tell you these things. There is mending and message in a bottle. So for this pile, I don't necessarily think it's that they can't tell you. I think they're just waiting for the right time. These conclusions that they're coming to and the love offer that they want to give you, it's sort of a work in progress right now, because like this card says, they're centering themselves, they're finding their peace, and they're doing a lot of healing. That's what the mending card is telling me. And I think they kind of want to, what's it called? Get their ducks in a row. They want to heal themselves, and they want to like almost like prepare the words to say to you so that they can give you the message properly. And they also want to make sure that they're totally healed and they've totally grown and become the person they need to be before they sort of come to this conclusion, you know? It's almost like this kind of pride thing, in a very cute way, because it's like they want to tell you, like, you've helped me become the person I am today. So they want to make sure that the person they are today is like impressive enough to offer it to you. Does that make sense? So they want to do all their healing. They want to get their words right. They want to do all their growing and then come show it to you, and then they want you to be proud of them. Oh, it's so sweet. So yeah, it's nothing like they can't tell you, like they wish they could, but they can't. They're going to tell you. They're just, I think they're sort of preparing it right now, because the message in a bottle also tells me that they are going to be communicating this with you soon. So yeah, they're just working it out. But the overall energy of it is very positive. They're definitely moving in a great direction. They're leaving this energy of chaos. They're leaving this energy of conflict and moving into something more peaceful, something more whole, and something eternal, like the Eternity card says. And when they find this eternal peace and happiness, they want you to be there. That's what they want to tell you, or what they're going to tell you. All right, so let's look at some more cards to see how they're feeling. There's Soul Tree, and this actually came up in the last reading too, which was a very strong like soulmate connection. So this is a good sign. There's Three of Earth, which is the Three of Pentacles, and there's Council of Light. Let's look at what these ones say. So this one says, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms, and the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. So what this person wants to tell you, and what I actually think maybe they can't tell you, because they think that you wouldn't believe them, or that you would think it was silly, but they believe 100% that you are like their soulmate, their angel sent from above to be with them, that you were made for them, you were meant to come into their life, and they were meant to love you and treasure you, that you're here for a reason, that God put this together. They really, really believe this, and maybe they feel silly to say it, but I want to talk about the soul tree, because I said this in the last pile too, but I like the imagery of a tree because I've heard of soulmates and these divine counterparts described as like apples from the same tree. So this gives me vibes of soul family, and that you definitely have your roots in the same place. And also that you're being watched over and guided by angels, because we can see the wings and this beautiful like orb of light, of golden light around you that is protecting you in your journeys. So this is definitely a soulmate connection, and they 100% believe it. They 100% feel it. This talks about divine orchestration and people, you know, light beings helping you out in the other realms. And this also talks about collaborations and being a team player. So I think that what they wish they could tell you, but maybe they're just a little bit shy too, is that they really think you and them meeting was divinely orchestrated. That somebody up there in the other dimensions, whether it was God or their angels, had their back and brought you into their life as a gift. They really believe that, like you're a gift from the heavens. It's really sweet. They think so, so highly of you. They are so grateful for you. And they want to treasure you like the most precious treasure. Yeah. And they respect you a lot. It's like this, I don't know what I would do without you. You make everything worth it. Like, I keep hearing that a lot. Like, it was worth it. It was worth it. So I don't know what this person has been through in the past. Maybe they've been through really rocky relationships that have, pushed them to their limits and really tested them. And they've undergone a lot of difficult growth. Like, this is a person who has felt growing pains. But yeah, if you were the reward at the end, like, they'll take whatever shit they've been through times 10. That's how they're feeling. Like, they feel like they got off easy. I just have to fight with some people and be frustrated, and I get this angel. Like, this is really nice. So they're super humbled that you're in their life. They're super appreciative. I would almost go as far to say you're one of the most important people in their life, if not the most important. Like, if multiple people were like calling them for help, they will answer to you first. Like, 100%. You're like their priority now. Okay. So now I'm going to look at some tarot cards. What do they want to tell you? Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles, and Justice. So with these two cards, the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles, this is like how you make them feel. You make them feel like $1,000,000. You make them feel so good. Let's look at these. First of all, if this is, I have a feeling like probably for most of you, you're asking about the divine masculine, but you can, of course, take it how it resonates. But these are two very confident men, the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And I think this is how you make them feel. So you make them feel confident, you make them feel attractive, you make them feel energized. It's like you bring out the best in them. The Knight of Wands always makes me think, like, it just looks like they're kind of showing off, Like, I like to compare, because all the knights are so distinct, and I often like to, even if the other three knights aren't present, I like to describe them just so you can see how each knight stands out. I don't know why, but I notice the differences in them, like the distinct differences more so than the other court cards. Maybe because they have horses too, but like the other ones are like standing still or charging forward. But this guy, he's showing off a bit. He's strutting his stuff. And he doesn't have anywhere to go, really. He's not charging forward like the Knight of Swords, and he's also not standing still like the Pentacles and Cups. He's just kicking up his front legs. He's just trotting along. And I think you make him feel like this, or you make them feel like this. Carefree, confidence. Like they have all the time in the world to just play and be themselves. Maybe like you make them feel that youthful spirit again. You give them a lot of energy. They just feel so like radiant when they're with you. Or when they think about you if you guys aren't together. And the King of Pentacles, well, he has everything. He's rich. And that's what they feel like with you. Like they've hit the jackpot. They could not ask for more. Does this king need anything more? Look at him. Look at his stylish gown and his coins. Does he need anything more? I don't think so. I think he has everything he could ever want. And the King of Pentacles is also confident. He's confident in everything he does. He feels secure with himself. You know, he hasn't made. This is really how they feel, like they could not ask for a better counterpart. And the Justice card, I mean, this ties into what I was saying before. Like, they feel that they're finally getting that happiness that they deserve, or they're finally getting that happiness that they fought for. They're finally getting that peace and that balance, because we have the scales too, and Justice represents Libra. This is what you are to them. You're like justice being served, because they worked for you, you know? You didn't just appear in their life. They really worked for you. They did, or they still are doing their healing. So I cannot stress enough, like, how important you are to this person. And I'm very proud of this person, because they have, like, overcome a lot of hurdles. They've had a lot of tough relationships, and I'm seeing it's not just one-on-one relationships, but with more than two people involved. So like, it could be family problems, or stuff with their friends, or stuff at work, but they've not just dealt with like one person coming for them, but like conflict in groups of people. And their peace has been disturbed a lot. They've been tested. So if you guys are not in union yet, this is definitely in the works. Definitely, because they've done a lot of work. And they're ready to communicate their feelings. And they're ready to settle down also. Like, they're ready to, you know, what's it called? Get married. There we go. I was trying to think of like an idiom for it, but I couldn't. Like, link up? Cuffing? I don't know. You know what I mean. They're ready to partner up, and they're ready to settle down and have a family. And just relax and enjoy their blessings. Yes. And if you haven't like come in contact or come together yet, then just know that this person is out there and ready for you and thinking of you. They know you're coming, and they know that you're going to be such a blessing. I feel like for most of you, you do know each other, at least know of each other, but because it's a general reading, for those of you who haven't met yet, they're super ready and super grateful to have this connection with you. Okay, so finally, I'm going to take two more tarot cards. They have phrases on them, and this will tell us more of any messages they have for you, or how they are feeling at this time. So there is the Six of Pentacles, which says, I give and receive for the universal good, and the Seven of Swords, I take great care of what I value. So first of all, I want to talk about the meaning of the Seven of Swords, because it is about, like, in terms of a person, I think it's somebody who is not being their true self. Because, like, the traditional meaning, it's about, like, betrayal and deception, right? So I think that they finally feel ready to, like, take off their mask and show their true colors, and they feel like you are a safe place to do that. They feel like you understand them better than anyone else. Like I was saying, they feel like they don't even have to try with you. They don't have to be this person who's wearing a mask anymore. And that feels like such a weight lifted, to have just this effortless connection. And so they want to tell you, like, they're not going to take this for granted. They're going to take such good care of you because they know what they have. They know that this is what they deserve, but they know what you deserve too. They know that you deserve honesty. They know that you deserve to be nurtured. You deserve the highest level of connection, and you deserve this peace and this eternity also. And they're going to give that for you. Give that to you. The Six of Pentacles, I give and receive for the universal good. The imagery on this tarot card is like the guy, he's like feeding the other two guys. You know the one. I think that because they know you, or because if you're together, I'll say because they have you in their life. If you're not together, I'll say because they know you, or they know that you're coming, because they know that they have you. They're able to be so much more giving and generous and open in all areas of their life. They're able to give to others. They're able to give more of themselves because knowing you or receiving your love, it feeds them, and then they want to turn around and extend that love to others too. So like, you have helped to remedy this chaos within them so much. It's like you've calmed that storm inside of them. And you've made them feel safe and secure enough, and you've made them feel whole enough to start giving of themselves again. Like they just, I said this before, but they just feel like they have everything. And when you feel like that, when you feel that abundance, like you have nothing to lose, you can give abundantly also. And so that's the energy that they're in now. And it's like this, like, you make me a better person. Like, they've done so much healing. Even just because of the promise of you, or the possibility of you. They've done so much. You are really this, like, this bright, bright light in their life. And they know that you were sent here for a reason. And like, I cannot express how thankful they are, how much they value you. It's so sweet, man. I wish somebody felt this way about me. The fuck? You guys are lucky. This is such a beautiful connection. And I'm sure like you feel the same way about them, that you really appreciate them too. So this is wonderful, like reciprocation. And I hope that you guys, you find your peace with each other, because it's what you deserve. It's what, like, you are owed. This is a gift from them. Divine orchestration. Yeah. Aw, how nice. So I think I'm going to end the reading here. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, you can send me an email or DM me on Instagram, and all the information on how to do that is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi, number 5s. If you chose the Soda Light, this is going to be your reading. Similarly to the last pile, I am getting a very nice vibe from this one. I think this person is in a pretty good place at the moment. The energy feels very mellow, very content, and quite healthy actually. So this is a great sign. And I actually don't really feel like this is a person who struggles to express how they feel. So I'm not sure how much they wish they could tell you per se, or that they can't tell you. So this is going to be interesting, because I do feel like this is somebody, if they feel something, they'll tell you. So let's see what the cards have to say about this. So this is going to be, this dark card is the energy that is leaving the connection, and the light card is the energy that is entering the connection. I just smacked the lamp. I'm sorry. So let's see what energy is leaving in terms of their feelings for you. Greed. It says that I know that who I am is not reduced to what I have. And energy that is entering the connection is health. I resonate with my internal truth. Yes, inner truth. There we go. All right. So this is what they want to tell you. Before you came into their life, they always felt like there wasn't enough. Like they just wanted more and more and more because they weren't satisfied. And maybe this manifested in them, being kind of, I wouldn't go so far as to describe them as greedy. Maybe that's how they would describe themselves. But it's like they were trying to fill this hole with maybe money or something not permanent, something not really fulfilling. Maybe that was like partying or alcohol or like casual relationships. Maybe they just like focused on their work and moving up and up and up, but they never felt like they had enough, and they always felt like they wanted it all. This might be, how they say like money doesn't buy happiness. So maybe this was somebody who was like, I'm going to become rich and then I'll be happy. And then they realized that it didn't make them happy. But ever since you connected with them, whether that's physically or energetically, if you're still in separation, they realize that they'll never find that fulfillment from the outside. They'll find it from within. And they've realized that love is really the only thing that can make them happy. Love and acceptance. And this is what they want to tell you, but let's see why they can't tell you this. There's round and round and fork in the road. So like I said, I don't think it's that they can't tell you, but I feel like they're struggling with how to convey how much it means to them or how much you mean to them, because they finally feel fulfilled. They finally feel balance. They feel healthy. It's like you helped them erase these destructive patterns. They don't have these obsessive thoughts anymore. They don't feel so hard on themselves anymore. They don't feel like they're always chasing the next thing. They don't feel this frustration or dissatisfaction anymore. Because you taught them how to be content with themselves. Maybe the people that they've been with before like complimented them or praised them just on what they have. Like people would compliment them on how well they did their job or how many accomplishments they've made or on how much money they have. Maybe even in a worst case, they had people who were just after them for their money, and that affected their view of themselves. And so they were in this energy for a while, like in terms of their connections or even their feelings to you, that to be loved by you or accepted by you, they had to like appeal their possessions. And so they always wanted more and more and more because they thought that's what would make them loved, that's what would make them happy. They did basically what this card says, like reducing themselves to what they have, to their possessions. But you came in and you loved them for who they are, for their character, for what they do, for their hearts. And it has helped them remember all the wonderful things about them aside from their possessions. So it's not like, of course they're happy because they have you. I just don't want you to like misunderstand it like you're the thing that's filling their void, because I don't think that would be health. I think what this is saying is that you, because of how you love them, they remembered all of the wonderful things that were inside of them. And so now they've remembered how important it is to value themselves for the quality of their character and their personality. So it's something that you've taught them, and I think what they want to tell you is how grateful they are. And the reason that they haven't is because they don't know how to communicate how big this is to them. This round and round card, I always look at this imagery of this thought coming from the center of their head, and it gets bigger and bigger as they try to express it. It's like if they start to communicate this to you, it's like they won't be able to stop. They'll just keep raving and gushing about how happy you've made them. And they want to really capture the bigness of this feeling. And so they're sort of like debating, well, how should I do this? Should I just tell them face to face? Should I write them a letter? Should I give them a gift? Should I do something for them? How do I show my appreciation? So they're just debating it right now. I think it's nothing like they can't tell you, but this is very, very sweet. So I think for most of you that you have been in union or you have connected with each other. But if this is still on an energetic level, then take this as confirmation that they do feel your love and that it is changing their outlook on life for the better. That they see the world differently from having you in their mind. Yes, there would definitely be some telepathy going on because they've already started to make these changes, and it is because of you, and I think they recognize that. So they don't know how to communicate it. Okay, so let's look at a few more cards to see how they're feeling. There's Soul Writing, Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and there's Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. All right. First of all, I think that the two of you coming together in this life is clearing a lot of karma. This may be a connection that in past lives it didn't go over well. Like you didn't recognize each other or you didn't notice each other. You sort of, what's it called? Again, I don't know. I'm always forgetting how to say things. Like imagine two people who know each other, they're like walking down the street and they pass each other, but they don't see each other. Like that. Pass each other by? Is that, yeah, let's go with that. So, and maybe you had a contract that you were supposed to come together and you didn't. But what soul writing tells me, because this has come up in other readings too that I've done on this channel, and this tells me that like whatever script you wrote for yourself, whatever your soul decided it was going to do in this lifetime, you are following it this time. I think before, in your past lives, you sort of diverged from this and you didn't find each other, which can maybe explain why these sort of corrupting or destructive feelings were coming up inside of them or inside of you, because it's like you're so important to reminding each other who you really are. And now I'm thinking about that Nickelback song. I hate myself. Anyway, and when you don't find each other, those thoughts start to creep in. I am my possessions, or I need to work and find external validation. When you stray from your home, I think you start to get those nasty thoughts creeping in, and I think that's kind of what started happening. I don't know if you were experiencing those as well, but You know how, like, I think celebrities and stuff say this sometimes, like, spending time with their family is so important because it, like, keeps them in check and it keeps them humble. It keeps them, like, themselves. Like, if they were spending too much time in the public eye, in the limelight, hustling, you know, getting rich and famous, they'll lose sight of themselves. And I think this is sort of what started to happen in this connection, because you kept missing each other. You didn't have that home to, like, check into and remember who you are and get that sort of grounding, that grounding, that comfort. So that's why they started to have these thoughts, this sort of unhealthy relationship with themselves. They had no, like, base to check into. But you're following the script this time. You're going to keep each other in check. You're going to keep each other in balance. I think this goes for both of you. This thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. I think this person prides themselves for being this sensible, patient person, for being kind and understanding to everybody. And I think that they couldn't be this way without you. I get this energy with you guys that you really are, like, equal, balanced counterparts, and you keep each other where you need to be. And when you're not together, things start to go, like, awry, if that's the right word. You start to go astray. And so it's like they want to tell you that they feel so relieved, and it's like they're back home, and it's like this, they've had this wake up call, this reality check of, like, oh yeah, this was who I am. I'm not this, like, greedy, empty person. I'm healthy. I'm happy with what I have. I'm content. People appreciate me for my kindness. People appreciate me for my patience, for the warmth of my heart. And they're very, very grateful. Like, you know, I feel like there's no better feeling than, like, discovering yourself, or in this case, rediscovering yourself. And there's no better feeling, like, than knowing you're on the right path and that this is what your soul wanted for yourself. And when they're with you, they feel that, like, oh yeah, this is what I was meant to do. This is what my soul wanted. And I think their soul recognizes that click, that for the past few lifetimes they've been, like, floating around in the void, like, kind of going the wrong way. But you found each other this time, and you're click, and now you're swimming together in harmony. So they want to tell you how relieved they feel, how grateful they feel. And they feel like a responsibility to become better, to work on their personality, because that's what's really important, right? So they feel this responsibility to live with integrity, because it's like they're representing you. You're like a unit, you know, divine counterparts. And they want to be a good person for you. They don't care about this stuff anymore. They don't care about, like, flexing their possessions or their achievements. They've been so humbled by you. They want to show you who they are with their hearts. They want to honor you. Aw, what a nice person. Okay, I mean, you too. Alright, so let's look at some tarot cards now. There is the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. So this could make sense with why they haven't come forward with all their feelings yet, why they're still trying to figure out how to convey to you how much it means to them. Because these two cards, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords, tells me, like, that they've really been through it in the past. And I think when they convey these things to you, they want to, like, paint that picture to you. Because it's one thing to just say, like, thank you, you make me happy, you really helped me. But they want you to understand, like, how deep in these sorrows they were. so that you can fully understand your impact. That's what they want you to understand, and that's what they're sort of debating. Like, how much of this should I share, or how can I paint this backstory so that they truly understand? This is so important to them. It's really cute. Like, it's so important to them that you understand this. They really want you to know. The energy that they're coming from. Look at this. Like, this is lack. This is being left out. This is inner conflict. It was like they didn't understand what they were living for, so they were just chasing these empty things. And I think this is how they felt when they couldn't find you, when they couldn't reconnect with you. They felt completely lost. They didn't know what they stood for. They didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know who they were supposed to be. And they just... Oh, I love when the Page of Cups comes up in these love readings, because I just find him so cute. He's like, hey, I brought you a cup. I hope you like it. What a sweet little baby. Look at him. Anyway, sorry. So, you know, they have been through so much. And it's like your being is so much, they feel that it's so much bigger than they can wrap their head around. They couldn't even begin to fathom like the size of your spirit and your presence. And when they make this offering of love to you, when they make this offering of expressing their feelings to you, it's like they feel so humbled and small, and they feel so vulnerable, but they want to present this to you. They want to tell you these things. And like I was nobody. I was just suffering. And it's like they couldn't be something without you. It's that kind of feeling. That's what they want to tell you. That's what they're trying to figure out how to tell you. And they hope that they're enough for you. They hope that they're somebody that you could be happy to even just know. Just be happy to know them, let alone like to be romantically involved with them. Like they want you to be proud. Proud to know them, proud to have them in your life. Aw, what a lovely person. Alright, so finally I'm just going to look at 2 more tarot cards. These are the cards that have the phrases on them, and they'll tell us a little bit more about their feelings towards you, what they want to tell you, etc. So there's the 8 of Wands. I manifest multiple opportunities, and Hierophant. There we go. I am ready to love and learn. So I think, like I said, I think this person has probably accomplished a lot, like in the sense of material stuff, or they've sort of explored that world and been there and done that. And now that they've found this greater purpose and remembered who they are supposed to be, they want to start making achievements of meaning, like doing something meaningful. And they know that that's going to be like a learning experience. They know that they have a lot to learn because this is all quite new to them. But they're ready to go like hand in hand with you and like step by step just learn. Learn about themselves and what they can do and what they want to do in this world. And they're ready to start manifesting the things that really matter to them. It's like there's this whole new meaning to their life now that they are ready to explore. So you've definitely enriched their life. Like, there's no question about that. It's very beautiful. Yes. And they feel like as long as you stay by their side, like, they cannot fail. This Eight of Wands gives me like lucky vibes. I'm not sure if that's actually a meaning of the tarot card. I actually don't know, but whenever this card comes out, I feel like lucky. So maybe they feel like, you know, you're their lucky star. Is that a word? Lucky charm? And they can do anything. They can do anything as long as you're with them and they're willing to put in that effort to learn whatever they need to learn. And they're ready for a new journey, you know, like, because this journey is over. Like, you've found each other. There was your journey to each other, and now there's the journey that you take together, right? Because, like, you click together. So they're ready to start something new because they have this new perspective now. They have this new healthy mindset. So what I see happening is they're going to put their story together. They're going to express their feelings to you if this hasn't happened yet. And then you can move forward together on a new and exciting journey. Just like you planned, just like you wrote in your scripts. Finally. I think this is overdue because you had some problems with the patterns in the past lives of floating around and not finding each other. So it's quite exciting. I hope, you know, it feels like you've been walking out in the cold, in a snowstorm. Your socks are all wet and your ears hurt because it's freezing. I'm from Canada, so if you're from there, or like, I don't know, where else is it cold? Northern Europe? You know what I'm talking about. And then you get home and it's all warm in your house and you're like relieved and you take your coat off. Whew. That's nice. That's how it will feel, when you come together, if you haven't already, or that's what it felt like to them when they found you. Like, their long journey is over. They can rest their tired bones. Yeah, it's just such a relief. It's like, yeah, it's literally like being nursed back to health. Like, they had a nice hot cup of tea and they're ready to go out again and do their work. Fulfill their duties that their soul was meant to do in this life, and they're gonna make you proud. They're gonna do right by you. Very nice. Wow, yeah, there's a lot they want to tell you. There's a lot that they're thankful for and that they recognize. They really know what you've done for them. They know what this is. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Yay! Okay, so I think I'm going to end this reading here. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, you can send me an email or DM me on Instagram. All the information for that is in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!